This is Lord Maher, page 3728. The year is 95. The title of the middle of the chapter is Mehrabad Sahavas. If one has that much determination and courage, well, maybe I should read the previous paragraph so you will know what. No one, and that also includes those who have come for Sahavas, should, under any circumstances, either directly or indirectly, ask me for favors, rewards, money, jobs, health, or other material things, not even for spiritual gain. The best is not to ask for anything. If anything at all is to be asked for, then first one should ponder whether one has the required degree of determination and courage to ask for the love of Baba. If one has that much determination and courage, one should be ready to surrender so completely as literally to give up and let go of everything, body, mind, and heart. And the self should be able to remain alive and dead simultaneously. To all of you who believe and feel that I am the Avatar, I say that there is no need at all to ask for me for anything, because I must know best when and what to do for one and all, and what to give to one and all. Your faith and belief demand, then, that you should feel happy to be resigned equally to whatever comes from me or whatever is taken away by me, as and when I bless anyone with peace and plenty, money and children, name and fame, etc., he and others should not feel elated at this. Their concern should be only to keep their minds and hearts focused on what they believe me to be, the one reality. If I am free to give as I wish, I must also remain free to take away as and when I deem it best, in any way and at any time. That also means that as and when I take anything away from anyone, he should not raise a cry, because his concern must likewise remain focused on my reality and not on the thing I take away. From the beginning of all beginnings, I have been saying, I say it now, and to the end of ends, I will say it, that he who loves God becomes God. It is a fact that I have come among you. One of these days, the whole world will come to realize how I have come, where I have come from, and the purpose of my coming. I repeat once again that I have come neither to establish panths, those are groups, and ja'ats, classes, nor to establish mandirs, temples, masjids, mosques, churches, and ashrams in the world. I have come to receive the beauty and give the blessings of love. All else but God is illusion, whether rites, rituals, or ceremonies in the name of religion, worldly possessions, family, money, or one's own physical body. All else but God is illusion. In response to my call to one and all to leave all and come to me, some have come. A few have responded for the sake of spiritual enlightenment, others to gain peace and escape from worldly strife and entanglements, while a few have come through their love for me to find me as I am. Those who have come to me have naturally become dependent upon me. But in spite of that, I, as Baba, remain free and independent. I have been seeing to their requirements with the money which has been coming and going in the spirit of love. I accept with love what is offered to me with love, and I also disburse it out of love. I neither obtain money through miracles, nor am I connected with any money-making business. There are those who have offered what they can spare, and there are those who have dedicated their all to me and to my cause of love, unmindful of money for the sake of money. According to the conditions laid down by Baba to his lovers and devotees in Life Circular number 25, Baba continued, under the existing conditions of no promises from me, no bindings upon me, and no undertakings by me, my dependents must also be made to feel quite free of their material dependence upon me. Thus, they will be able to maintain a pure relationship of love for the sake of love. I now wish to be outwardly what I always am inwardly, living solely in love, for love, and with love. In that spirit, the whole world could live with me, irrespective of whether or not there happened to be any provision for food and shelter for the todays as well as for the tomorrows. As it is, I am free and no bindings touch me. But I should also be free of the need to bother about arrangements for others. I now want love to reign supreme outwardly, as it always does inwardly in me. How can one explain love? There are as many ways of explaining love and obedience as there are men. There can thus be no end to the understanding of them, except through obedience based on love, and through love itself. All great saints, teachers, and masters say the same thing in one way or another. When the emphasis is laid on love for the sake of love, or failing that, on obedience in the cause of love. For spontaneous surrender, the heart must, so to speak, be worn on one's sleeve. One must be ever ready to place one's neck under the ever sharp knife of command of the beloved, and the head should figuratively be detached in order that it might be completely surrendered at the master's feet. Pause. And here's Marvin reading.
Obedience should be so complete that one's concern with it makes one as much awake to possibilities as it makes one deaf to impossibilities. As envisaged by the poet Hafez, and this must be a quote from him, I was tied to a raft and thrown into the ocean. Then I was warned to be careful not to let my robe get wet. And we have a side note.
Oh, it's the Persian. It says, Darmiyane kare darya takta bandam kardai bad mi gui ke daman ter makun hashyar bash.
Yet, all this does not and cannot explain the required degree of continued readiness for love and obedience to love. In fact, one of the three reasons for this Sahavas is to help you grasp what love and obedience really mean. You must have such a clear picture in your minds of the Sahavas as to forget completely such things as declarations, messages, and discourses by me. This is not an occasion for the fulfillment or the making and breaking of past and future promises. You have got to remove from your minds any picture of me upon a dais and you sitting before me, as has been the experience of most of you present here. I want you to be with me, near me, and before me in an entirely different atmosphere, so that you can freely breathe the air of my personal presence. We must be together as intimately as if we were living under the same roof for no purpose other than that of living with each other and for each other. Do not look forward to any functions, meetings, timetables, programs, agendas, or any cut and dried plans. You have simply to be near me. Oops, I hit a wrong button. Where's my screen? Here we go. To be near me all the time that I remain with you, playing, sitting, walking, joking, discussing serious things, or listening to stories. I want you to live with me the day to day life I normally lead. You're not expected to read, study, meditate, or pray, but to feel at home with me as naturally and unreservedly as you would do at home, in the midst of your own family and friends. I want you to be your natural selves, putting aside all the superficial niceties one usually assumes in social life. Being in my company, watching me and being watched by me, you will automatically learn and unlearn a lot, which no amount of teaching can convey. In short, there are three reasons for this Sahabas program. First, to give you my closest company in order to bring out the oneness. Scroll. To bring out the oneness between us. Second, to help you understand love and obedience, and to make you imbibe these twin aspects of the nectar of the infinite experience behind all life. Third, to show you how to do my work of spreading love. However much I may explain, you cannot have a true idea of the enormous strain on my physical body in these last 12 months. To say the least, I am utterly exhausted physically, yet I intend to exert myself further for the whole Sahabas month in order to impress thoroughly upon you certain points. There are points which I have got to drive in deeper and deeper, not only for you all who are able to be near me physically, but for all others also who love me and obey me, as well as for other reasons which are not apparent here and now. These points you will have to grasp through the three reasons of the Sahabas as given above. Therefore, during the 7 days, above everything else, forget your worries, comforts, discomforts, home and business affairs. In short, forget about everything concerning your daily life except your present life here with me. As I have stated, I have offered this Sahabas at the cost of additional physical exertion for me because of all who love me and obey me, including those who are physically absent. The only explanations you should expect from me during the Sahabas will be on 4 points: love, obedience, work of spreading my love, freedom from apparent bindings of those dependent on me. I want you all to take particular note that I would feel happy if each one of you not only possessed, but read and digested God Speaks from the first to the last page as the last book of its kind by me. I will likewise be happy if those among you who can possibly do so will see that this work is translated and made available in as many languages as possible for those who cannot read and understand English. The Gujarati speaking group, consisting of 97 lovers from Bombay, Pune, Surat, Navsari, Bajwa, Delhi, Dehradun, and Karachi, arrived in Mehrabad on the 3rd, and Baba began his Sahabas with them the following day. On the first day of the Sahabas, Friday, 4th November, 1955, Eretz drove Baba and Kakabaria from Meherazad to Meherabad. On the way, they picked up Meherji Mama Sata at Akbar Press. While they were traveling, a buffalo suddenly turned in front of them, and Erich hit the brakes. The car swerved and was narrowly saved from plunging into a ditch by the side of the road. Baba asked, "Who took my name?" Erich said, "I was speaking with you, so for me there was no question of taking your name." Kaka said his attention was focused on looking after Baba's personal belongings, and Meherji Mama replied that since he was traveling in the same car as Baba, there was no need for him to repeat his name. Baba reminded them, "Remember to always take my name when anything untoward is about to happen. Say it loudly." That's something to remember. Baba arrived in Meherabad at 8:20 a.m. and he was received with loud acclamations. Baba took his seat in the meeting pandal and inquired about the visitor's health, food, and rest. He also asked if all had read the posted instructions and looked at Rano's chart. God is reality and all else is illusion. And that chart is in God Speaks.
Yeah, that's all it says. It's on page 164, 166.
Depending on the edition. Okay. Baba had the directions refixed after not being satisfied with the original placement. He then remarked, "I had no sleep at all last night." After embracing most of those gathered, Baba began by explaining the meaning of Sahabas. The meaning of Sahabas is physical proximity to meet one another, mingling together like members of the same family. But my staying with you and your staying with me do not mean the same thing. For ages past, Baba is with everyone. But here, you all have to be with Baba and forget everything else. Thoughts may come and thoughts may go. We cannot control or check them. How to control them? By losing yourselves, trying to be engrossed in Baba's sahabas or company, so that they may come and go automatically without your being focused on them, being conscious of them. Do this much for 6 days, for at least 6 days. Forget all your prestige, knowledge, and spirituality. Try to observe the minutest details and analyze what takes place here. I want your hearts to be clean and open for me to step in. One most important point is to forget your difficulties, family, financial, health, etc., and only concentrate on Baba's love. Do not expect miracles. Do not think by coming here you will solve all your difficulties and your troubles will be over. I have nothing to do with such things. I have no key for such problems. Do not hope for blessings to become healthy and wealthy. If you think you have come for the betterment of your health, you will, on the contrary, lose it. I have come, descended from the highest state, to bestow my love on you all. The rest is all illusion. Do not expect anything except my love. There is a vast amount of literature on love, but to attain love is not easy. Very few find it. If you were really loving me, you would not be here because, in that case, your true love would have made you realize my real state. Listen to what I say and don't think like a philosopher. There is no curtain between you and me. The only curtain is you yourself. What is meant by you yourself? When you feel hungry, you say, I am hungry. When unwell, you say, I am sick, and so on. This I is the curtain or veil. Once this curtain disappears, you realize the unity of life. you realize that you yourselves are that. It is due to this curtain of ego that we are involved in so many difficulties. How to remove this curtain? Millions of births do not remove it. You all feel that I am that, but you are not conscious of my real state. The reason is you do not love me in the way you should. For these 6 days, I want all of you to be in my constant company on the same basis of intimacy as the mandali, and to observe my day-to-day activities. No one truly loves Baba, not even from among the mandali. Although the mandali have been with me for years together, they are prepared on a mere sign for me to lay down their very lives at my feet. But they have not the sort of love I want. They are with me through, though they are with me, though without love. Had they that love, there would have been nothing for them to obey, because they would become one. But for obedience to be greater than love, it must be 100%. Explaining a couplet of Hafiz, where the master says, obedience is just obedience. There is no questioning. Baba added, you should be slaves to the master, obeying even without thinking. If I order anyone to kill his child, he should obey me without having even a single thought about the deed. I have explained so much now. Will your conscience accept obedience to me? Are your hearts ready to obey? Worldly people come, garland and worship me, and seek my blessings. I have not come for that. I mean this for all, the mandali as well as you. Sorry, one sec. Here we go. I mean this for all, the mandali as well as you all who are near me today, to bow down to me, to perform my arti, to worship me, is not what I have come for. These acts are all good with saints. With me, it is different. It will not do. I expect more. Why have you been called here? I have come to receive your love, and I wish you to obey me literally, so that you may have the conscious experience of me. If that be not your purpose, then you have come on a sort of picnic. I want to say everything today, so that we may be free hereafter. It is Baba's living experience that there is only one reality, and all else is illusion. What is all this that we see and experience? Our staying here, my giving you explanations, even my being the avatar is all a dream. Every day you are dreaming. Every day you wake up and experience the same dream over and over again. You are all sleeping, and in your sleep you dream of me. I tell you that you are dreaming, and you reply, Baba, you are here. We see you. How could it be a dream? But whatever you are experiencing here is all a dream. When you wake up in reality, you will experience that all this was a dream. A child is born, and as he grows, his consciousness also increases. From childhood to youth, middle age, and old age, but not a thought occurs to him as to from where and for what he has taken birth. Birth after births pass in this way. He only thinks of worldly things, never about the past thing. Rarely does someone become really awake. This dream is far too long. Hafiz says Thousands of his lovers, out of love for God, are rolling in the dust, but hardly one realizes him. It requires cycles upon cycles for a man to get enlightened. Books say that even after eons, one finds God, but this is the time when those who obey me will realize me. It is important to obey me cheerfully. If that is not possible, at least obey. If I tell Rao Saheb to kill his son, and if he does not do it cheerfully, but does it anyway, still he would find me.
Here's Betty reading.
Okay. Page 3735. 1955, Mehrabad Sahabas. Search your own hearts and see whether you are prepared for such obedience. If your conscience is not prepared for it, then what should you do? Everything is the play of the mind. If I wish I could make the harmonium start playing itself, people would take me for God and would be ready to surrender themselves to me. But this would not be dedication to me, but to the playing of the harmonium. If a dead child is made alive, people are ready to obey. But the obedience would be to resurrecting the child. Ravikant Rawal of Surat described how he had once witnessed a lover succeed in invoking rain by taking Meher Baba's name at a particular place during a drought. In response, Baba commented, "We need not doubt what he said. He has seen it with his own eyes. But the fact remains, I did not know about it, and I did nothing in that connection. Nozar Dada Chanzi loved me. His family loves me. They did not grieve when he died, but obeyed my will. You all somehow feel that I am someone really great, but you have no conscious experience. There will not be greatness in your obedience after knowing me, but it is really great to obey me when not knowing my true self. Mind will revolt against such obedience." Kaikobad Dastur has some experiences and derives Anand, bliss. He says that he knows who I am. If I tell him to cut his family to pieces, he will do it cheerfully, because he knows Baba is something. But obedience without consciously knowing me will make you greater than me. Whatever I say in all sincerity. It is impossible to obey me literally. Were I in your place, it would be difficult for me to obey. So what should I say about obeying me without knowing my real state? If obedience is impossible, then there is another way. Purifying the heart. There are 3 ways. The first is obedience, the second is purifying the heart, and the third is selfless service, seva. To cleanse our heart is very difficult. How to do that? It is not in renunciating the world and leading a secluded life. While leading a worldly life, you can cleanse your hearts. Suppose you become angry. You have bad thoughts. What to do? The thing to do is to let the thoughts come and go. Do not check them. To become angry sometimes is in a way good. You get excited, and if you do not express your excitement, you get an opportunity to consider why you got angry. You get lustful thoughts. They will come. Let them come, but do not express them through actions. There is no credit if thoughts do not come. They will come, but you should not check them. Through the evolution of consciousness, through the lower stages of animals, the human mind is subject to anger, lust, and greed because of the impressions. It is due to these impressions that we get these thoughts. You can check them temporarily, but they are sure to express themselves, and these impressions express or spend themselves through thoughts. But if you commit actions, you create bindings. Yet this binding is in the nothing, illusion. Everything is zero. Suddenly you become angry, and if you do not express the anger, what will happen? Your mind gets angry, but your heart should not know about it. For that there is a way, and that is of no expression, not to express thoughts. As soon as you get angry, immediately remember Baba, and your heart will not be affected by your anger. Do the same with lustful thoughts. Remember Baba wholeheartedly. This is the greatest thing. It is not child's play to remember me when you are excited. Suppose you forget to remember me. Then there is the third way, seva, selfless service. If you cannot obey Baba, cleanse your hearts. If you get angry, remember Baba. Hearts are not purified by following the external practices of religion. This is the essence of the three principles of Zoroaster. Most of those who attended the Gujarati Sahavas were Zoroastrians. Baba himself enunciated these principles during Zoroaster's avatarhood. These precepts are good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. While doing the kusti, the sacred thread ceremony, it should be done sincerely. A single impure thought means we are not worshiping God, but offering worship to the thought. I remember an incident of my childhood. My mother was insisting on my going to the fire temple once, while I wanted to play marbles and fly kites. On her insistence, I went to the fire temple, and taking the Avesta, the Zoroastrian holy book, I just skipped over its pages, contenting myself that I had prayed. But if you want to pray to God, do it sincerely. I did my duty to placate my mother, but it was devoid of pleasure. Better not to perform ceremonies and offer prayers, but if you want to do these things, do them sincerely. If even selfless service is hard to do, there is yet another way, and that is to remember me always. If you cannot even do this, then at least remember to remember me before breathing your last. But for that, you will have to start remembering me from today, because if not, the last moment you will not be able to. Now this is enough for today. I will explain the remaining 2 points in the directions on the notice board tomorrow. Then, for 3 or 4 days, we will be free to live a free life. Baba asked Koyar to repeat the prayer, Banam-i Yazdan, in the name of God Almighty, which Koyar did in a melodious voice. Baba also had its English translation explained. At about 10:30 a.m., the Navsari Bhajan Mandali sang devotional songs until the gathering adjourned for lunch at 11 o'clock. After lunch at 12:30 p.m., Baba called to the half in Lower Mehrabad all those who were not resting. Baba was taking long, swift strides back and forth inside, from north to east. Before more bhajan singing began, Ravikant Rawal stood and narrated a hilarious tale. Ravikant was a portly person whose demeanor and visage elicited laughter, even before speaking. His long-winded stories in Gujarati, with a mishmash of other languages thrown in, elicited side-splitting laughter from Baba and the group. Baba would cover his mouth with his hand so he wouldn't make a sound. For God's sake, sit down now, Baba instructed. Otherwise, I will break my silence. Just 2 minutes more, Ravikant pleaded. No, tomorrow you can continue. Ravikant's story centered on 4 clever thieves, and Baba equipped. The 5 greatest thieves, perfect masters, who live in the world, steal people's hearts, and also periodically steal me from my highest state. About an hour later, Baba gave darshan to hundreds of errand-bound villagers. Most were family members of the workers hired for the Sahavas month. Men, women, and children came from the village to the meeting tent, singing and dancing in a long procession. They were told not to touch Baba's feet, but just to file past, touching only his seat on the raised platform. Baba quickly took his own darshan first by touching his feet with his right hand, and then touching his hand to his forehead. Before the village could start taking darshan, Godavari Mai of Sakori arrived. Baba had her seated beside him on a chair. The program began, and Baba accepted the many garlands and coconuts the villagers had brought in offering, and handed prasad to each one. Godavari Mai then left, and Baba walked back to the hall. When all had joined him there, he stated, "From each group, I want one man who will last for 21 days, from the 15th of February, remain
Fast.
open." Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fast. Oh, thank you. I want one man who will fast for 21 days. From the 15th of February, remain only on water and continuously repeat my name. It is nothing great to remain on water for 21 days. Many have fasted like this for longer periods. But to remain at one place and continually repeat my name, loud enough so that only the one saying it can hear it, is really difficult.
So let me just reread that last sentence. It is nothing great to remain on water for 21 days. Many have fasted like this for longer periods, but to remain at one place and continuously repeat my name loud enough so that only the one saying it can hear it is really very difficult. Turning the page, even for Baba, it is difficult. Baba asked those courageous enough to do this fast to stand up. A few stood, and Baba selected 5. Hoshang, Barucha, Minu Karas, Burjor Mehta, Erich Karadia, and Minu Kambada. Baba instructed them. For 21 days, stay at one place, eat and drink nothing except water, take Baba's name half audibly, and never sleep. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. What does he say about that? Oh.
Subsequently, Baba rescinded the order of not sleeping and reduced the amount of time from 21 days to 7 days.
Okay. You know, Minu Karas is Goher's father. Goher, who comes on late night chat.
Well, this is Minu Kambada.
But Minu Karas is part of the other one.
Right, I see. Yeah, he's the second individual mentioned. I will give further instructions later on. God is deaf. If you repeat my name mentally, I will not hear it, as I am also deaf. Come what may, whether you fall ill or there are other difficulties, follow faithfully and stick to what I have told you. Baba smilingly asked the assembly, "Will you allow me to leave early for Mirzad at 5 p.m.? All cried loudly in one voice, "No!" "All right," said Baba. "I will respect your wish. I will not go at 5, but at 4:30. Shouts of protest erupted, and at last it was settled that Baba would leave at 5:30 p.m. Actually, Baba was scheduled to leave at 6 o'clock, so with his usual shrewdness, he managed to shorten his stay by half an hour and at the same time keep everyone pleased. Baba then touched on the publication of God Speaks in America. With hand gestures, speaking in Gujarati, he observed, God Speaks will soon be available. It is a unique book. I have explained many things there. Still, I will briefly explain in a way so that you may all understand it. From eternity, we are all one. We do not know it. We are not conscious of it. But in eternity, we are a limitless ocean. We are all drops of this ocean. What happens daily? From our waking state, we go to sleep. Before entering sound sleep, we pass through the dream state. Before awakening, we pass through the same thing, from deep sleep to dream state, and from dream to waking state. When you sleep soundly, you forget everything. Nothing exists for you. That is the original state. We pass through this state daily and wake up after passing through the dream state in yet another dream state, this gross world. Marvin?
What to do now? Something should be done about this daily entering our original state and waking up in this dream state. In our original sound sleep state, there is unity, but we become conscious of duality when we wake up. When waking up, this original sound sleep state is of no use. We must wake up consciously in the original state, and then alone will we experience that we are one. That is the state of eternal bliss. Before this bliss, what was there? Only this eternal bliss. It is all bliss and bliss. To be conscious of our original state, the state of oneness, consciously is Danayan, knowledge. It is power. It is bliss. This state comes after Manonash, annihilation of the mind. To gain this experience, one must become the very dust under the Master's feet. I alone exist. How to become dust under my feet? There is only one panacea, by obeying me implicitly. To do what I say, one should become the very dust. Even I have not that courage, but there are a real few in the world, lost in the ecstasy of divine love. If you cannot obey me, then have my constant remembrance. If that is not possible, then at least, before you breathe your last, utter my name. In his last moments, Nozar took my name. My brother Jamshed did the same, and Jal Karawala, Meheru Damania, Erich's sister, and others. It is only heroes who surrender to me in their physical form. The Arangown villagers came seeking my blessings for their worldly desires and departed. I have not come for that. I have come for a few elect, although I have to see to the whole world too. I have come so that you can experience me in your physical bodies. I derived divine bliss. I derived divine bliss from Babajan. After that, for 9 months, I passed through unspeakable spiritual agony to gain normal consciousness. It was simply unbearable. To get relief, I used to knock my head against walls so furiously that they began to crack. In fact, there is no suffering as such. When the five bring me down, they draw the veil over me. Babajan removed that veil. I remained in that state for 9 months and then gained gross consciousness. At the moment, I am experiencing both infinite bliss and infinite suffering simultaneously. And once I drop the body, there is only bliss and bliss, because nothing exists except bliss. From ages past I have been coming, so how old I must be. Think of yourselves. You too are coming from ages past, and you are the same in spite of that. In reality, no one comes or goes. No one is born or dies. To experience that, we must free ourselves from bondage. After playing Lingocha 7 tiles earlier in the day, I remembered all this. Baba then departed for Marizad. Is this maybe a good spot to stop, you think? Because it kind of finishes the day.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot, because then we're going to start on a whole nother day. It might be quite a few bunch of pages.